What if I told you you can go from a Turkish learner to actual Turkish speaker? Do you know the difference? A Turkish learner studies Turkish, but a Turkish speaker speaks it. You know all the rules, you memorize the vocabulary, you can even form the sentences in your head. But when it comes to speak, you freeze. You try to unlock all the information you have. You search for the right rule, pick the right words, try to conjugate the verbs, and also you worry about the pronunciation. I know, we all go through the same struggle when we learn a language. Me as a teacher, I also went through the same struggle when I learned English. Now I experience it when I'm learning German. I learned English at a very young age. Being a child, I had plenty of time to learn English and I had many opportunities to speak with the native speakers. But learning German as an adult was very different. I have less time, I have work, I have responsibilities, and my brain is full. I have things to worry about. And no real practice because my German friends switched to English because it took so long to respond. Textbooks, lists, grammar, rules, homework, everything I needed. They were somewhere in my brain. But when it comes to speak, I used to freeze. And this is how traditional study method failed. I needed a way to learn it faster and more effective and also fun. Then I discovered learning through stories and everything changed. From freezing to speaking naturally. My brain started to organize all the information, all the rules, all the vocabulary automatically. Everything I learned started to make sense and they got activated. This is what I now apply when I am teaching Turkish. My one-on-one students already know that I use stories a lot even when I am teaching the grammar. They write journals and they read short daily life stories I prepare myself. This makes grammar and vocabulary come alive. So this is how stories are very effective and how they work so well. First of all, you can learn anywhere. At home, in the shower, doing the dishes, while driving, there is no excuse. And they keep you motivated because they are fun, engaging, and emotionally connected to your brain. Stories mix grammar and real life naturally. You learn how language really works in real life. And you discover the patterns thinking, so that's how it works. Stories help you connect the ideas so you can remember grammar and the vocabulary more easily without too much effort. Learning through stories is learning in context. They are not just random lists you are trying to memorize. And your brain loves stories. They are how people communicate. Even the first humans, they were drawing on the caves. Even before speaking, they used to tell stories. Did you notice in this video I just told you my story about English and German? This is how we naturally communicate. We tell stories. Stories are everywhere. Education, history, religion, culture, and even in business. But be careful. The stories you study should not be random. They need to include the words and expressions you will actually use in daily life, with common expressions appropriate for your level. So it should be prepared by a native teacher. Why? The stories that are translated from other languages often teach you strange or unnatural expressions that you will never hear from a Turkish person. Because everyday language and the culture affect how we actually speak. This is why I started to prepare stories for you. My stories are not random. I prepare them carefully as a Turkish teacher, step by step, using the methods that actually work.
Fırın eczanenin yanında. Evimden fırına kadar 5 dakika sürüyor. Şimdi fırındayım. Fırın çok güzel kokuyor. Taze ekmekler, simitler ve poğaçalar var. Fırıncı hoş geldiniz diyor. Hoş buldum diyorum.
And here is why my stories are different. They are made for your level. You don't get frustrated. You activate the information you have appropriate for your level. They include words and sentences you will actually use in daily life. They are not fairy tales. There is no useless words, no waste of time. They are repeated naturally, so you will not learn by long vocabulary lists. And you are able to improve your different skills, reading, listening, speaking. They are designed this way. Each story has 3 different parts. And in my stories, you can learn the culture and the stories are fun. So try my 10 episode story set for free. You will be amazed by how you can activate everything you learned. And if you want to master Turkish, you can continue with my story sets. They are designed step by step for every level. All you need to do is to sit back and enjoy the stories, transform from a Turkish learner to Turkish speaker.